Ramos, Mirtha. Last name is Ramos.
You over to?
DeKalb County Police Department.
Okay, so what is it that you want to tell us?
Well, today we are having a multi-jurisdictional task force out here today, and the goal of that task force is to clear Entrenchment Creek Park area of any person in violation of the executive order that was issued on Friday by CEO Michael Thurman. Our goal is to clear the area of citizens who may be in there unlawfully, give them their options, and hopefully gain voluntary compliance from them exiting the park. Our goal is to eventually put up the signage and the barriers to keep people out of the park.
When you mention options, what does options mean?
The options is you have the option to take all of your possessions and exit the park, or you will be arrested. Those are the options.
Is anyone arrested or detained?
We have encountered 3 people. Out of those 3 people, 1 is in custody, 2 have chosen to walk out of the park, which they did.
Was the person detained a male or a female?
It was a female. We're still in the process of questioning, so we'll determine what charges, if any.
Have you found any traps? I know CEO Thurman was talking about traps and endangerment to the people, and that's why he closed the park.
Yes, we have found several booby traps. Not only did we find a lot of wooden placards with rusty nails coming out of them, we've actually found Molotov cocktails, and something that's very frightening, which we've never encountered, was vials, syringes full of fentanyl.
Chief, obviously the last time clearing operation was out here, that dangerous for officers. What are you also doing to make sure everyone's safe in terms of what's going on? And can you describe exactly, step by step, where were the booby traps found, and were they in boxes or were they out throughout the campus?
They were in miscellaneous locations. The goal of those booby traps is to catch people off guard, so they're hidden by leaves. You can't see them. So our guys are out there strategically walking very carefully through there, not only looking for booby traps, but looking for people as well.
Why are you doing operations with multiple agencies, including Georgia State Patrol, who doesn't wear body cameras?
Well, we need as many officers as we can to be able to do this intelligently, making sure that we are overly prepared to encounter any situations. And so that's why we've requested the assistance of all of these agencies.
And what's the directive to officers who are going in and finding people? What are the officers supposed to do? Are they, if there is compliance, what are they supposed to do? If there's not compliance, what are they supposed to do?
It's quite simple. The goal of the officers is simply to educate the people in the park about the executive order, give them their options, which is your option is you can leave or you will be arrested. We give them the opportunity to retrieve their belongings and exit voluntarily. So those are the options and those are the directives that the officers received prior to beginning this operation.
Are they allowed to use of force if they don't comply?
We will use force when and if necessary.
Chief, do you have a head count for how many people were back there?
We've encountered 3 thus far. 2 chosen to leave voluntarily, and 1 is in custody.
And when will the barricades start going?
The barricades have already started going up. So as we're clearing the locations and making them safe, then we're allowing the barricades to be placed. Now you have to understand the barriers are being placed with security. And actually now we're having people bring up the signage as well, and they need to be secured as well. No one wants to come into this park without security, which is why we're here, to make sure that the job can get done without anyone being hurt.
How long do you think this operation will continue?
It'll go as long as needed, hopefully not more than a couple days. Like I said, our goal is simply just to inform the public, gain voluntary compliance, make sure the signs are up, and make sure that the barriers are up.
Do you think we could get pictures of the booby traps?
Yes, we can provide that.
Our office is going to station in every entrance of the park, as long as the executive order is in effect, or what's going to happen?
No, the goal of the barriers is simply to go ahead and restrict the access to the park with people and vehicles. It'd be impossible to restrict complete access, so we're not going to be here 24/7 ensuring that compliance is made. We're just asking the community to please adhere to the executive order and do not enter the park.
And in the press release, you guys say is phase 2. How many phases are there in terms of this executive order and clearing out the park and making the park safe?
As many phases as needed, sir.
And speaking of the park, the site just behind us here, the People's Park where the gazebo and stuff was, that's no longer county property anymore, right? That belongs to the developer now, right? Am I correct on that?
I don't know the legalities on that. That question may be for someone else.
But broadly speaking, nobody has any legal business to be out there anymore, right? Is that about right?
We don't believe that at this time anyone should be in there. There are I'm so sorry.
You're fine.
See that? Sorry, I was distracted by the phone.
Okay.
So no one should be in the area. And so, like I said, we're simply just asking people to leave and hoping that they voluntarily comply with the executive order.
And what's going on here? Why is this road closed? Why is this road now closed? In the morning it was open. And
we are ensuring that the barricades are being placed and that the people doing the barricades can do it safely. So there will be some road closure. It will be limited, not complete road closure, just to ensure that they can work safely. And I don't have anything additional at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so you just heard from the DeKalb County Police Department, and I want to recap what was said in case you missed the beginning part of this live stream. They're basically saying that since an executive order was issued for the vicinity of Entrenchment Park due to some concerns over dangerous and life-threatening conditions in the area, they are having the public stay away from the park. And it's important to note that that park is in the vicinity of the future site of the Atlanta Public Training Facility. So that has been the ground of a lot of tension between DeKalb County authorities and protesters who are against the development of the future public training site, but they are saying at this time that you will either be asked to leave Entrenchment Park or you will be arrested. It was the words from DeKalb County Police Department. Again, this comes following an executive order that was issued from the DeKalb County CEO saying that they have determined that this area is not safe to be at or around, so they are closing it off from the public for safety concerns. As a result, DeKalb County Police is enforcing that executive order, and again, coming at a time when tensions are rising between those who are in favor and against the Atlanta Public Training Facility site. That have been following that development and several of news headlines that have come out of that area with you for quite some time here on Atlanta News First. But the latest on that now is for a lot of these people who are protesting in the area, there is now an executive order in place that it has allowed authorities to enforce keeping the public out of Entrenchment Park and the surrounding vicinity. With that, we're going to keep you updated on AtlantaNewsFirst.com and in the Atlanta News First app, headed into our 12 o'clock newscast where you can expect to hear the latest developments on all of this and more of your Atlanta local headlines.